Okay, we're back. Going back old school roots, going back to their hangouts. There's Joe. He just finally popped in here, waiting for Paul, but I don't want to wait any longer. So we'll go ahead and start with Drew and your first book for the evening.
My first book for the evening. Okay, let's see. X-Men Black Juggernaut. This is in the vein of all the other X-Men Blacks, not very good. But it's also not that bad because the Juggernaut's pretty badass. The art in this book was atrocious, but I am loving the Apocalypse backup story still. I believe that Apocalypse backup story is going to roll into what's going on in the new Uncanny X-Men series. I hear that Apocalypse is going to be the big bad there, so at least for the first arc or so. And I'm excited about that. So this is a stash based on the power of that alone, and this fantastic J. Scott Campbell Juggernaut cover. Beyond that, not a fan of what they're doing with X-Men Black.
Is that the last one of that run?
Emma Frost comes out on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Anybody else read X-Men Black this week?
Yes, I did.
And?
I was going to say, let us know. That'd be great.
I went with the mugshot variant on this one. It was okay. Again, like he said, the other ones, these have been kind of missed stories for me. But right now I'm a completionist and I just want to collect them all. That's pretty much where I'm at. Stories, same thing as always. We already know the stuff about the Juggernaut. There's no real plot behind it. It just seemed like a lot of information being thrown at you.
Mike, how about you? Did you read X-Men Black this week?
Yeah, I read. We got Brian Spaceboy 227 is back in the chat. Double S comic reader, Jock Yo, and Drew. I read Old Jugs.
Old Jugs. That's what we call your mama.
That was last year's Blast or the Stash It story of the year, was trying to find the Funko Pop Juggernaut. And Shirtless Comic Hunter just popped in here. Fuck this Juggernaut story. The Apocalypse story has been in these X-Men Black series. Watch Apoco Monkey fuck shit up. But this, other than that Apocalypse story, this book is a blast.
I have that book too, but I have not read one of these X-Men Black, although I've been buying every single freaking one. I get to it and you guys say it's shit, and I go, maybe I won't read it, but I'll still buy the next one and not read that one too. So I think that's probably going to be the plan for me. So I have it. I tell you what, the J. Scott Campbell covers are far better than the mugshot variant, I think.
Paul said he never got an invite for this new Hangouts.
Who did?
There he
is. Don't lie. I sent him like 3 invites. He's lying.
You need to invite the guy 3 times to something in order to get him to show up.
I know. You got to offer him.
He's got celebrity status now. He's fancy.
You got to offer him pastries and something. Did you read X-Men Black this week, Paul?
No.
Okay. Why don't you give us your first book you did read? Now that we're back to old school, just hangouts.
All right, let's go with Books of Magic. Really dug this. Really liked it a lot. I mean, everybody said he looks like Harry Potter. Well, it does kind of have that Harry Potter feel to it, but at the same time, it seems like it's more of an adult take on it. So far, this has been my favorite of the new Sandman Universe books. Especially that the end of it was awesome.
Anybody else read Books of Magic this week?
A funny story about that.
You did not.
Funny story.
How about you, Joe? Would you read that one?
I did not.
Mike?
No, but let's not mention Harry Potter.
Okay, so
Mike's had a bit too much Potter recently, apparently.
I also read Books of Magic or the Harry Potter-esque cover. That's for Mike. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely not the same vein as the Neil Gaiman stuff, so not as heavy. You can actually read through this one pretty quick, and it's not so bad. You can read it when you're having had a second cup of coffee and still understand what's going on. I thought it was pretty good. It definitely a catch for me. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, one time I was in the store and I saw a Harry Potter toothbrush, and I told my wife, there's no way you're going to pay me enough money to put a Harry Potter in my mouth. That's for sure. Going on.
Then we got to Dallas, and you were doing it for free.
Oh, well, Dallas is a different story, and I'm a little bit older, so.
A little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit more desperate.
Yeah. That's the trifecta right there.
Welcome
Joe,
to my life.
what's your first book for the week?
Let's go with Wonder Woman number 57. I went with the trade dress. And then, of course, I mean, how could you pass up that beautiful variant right there? Good story. I'm liking the Witching Hour stuff. I can't wait till it actually kicks off after issue number 4, and they kind of make it a more mainstream storyline. A lot of good stuff going on in this book. It's very captivating. I like it because of that. And the artwork's not bad in it. I've been enjoying it.
Mike, you read that Wonder Woman this week?
No.
Mike? Okay.
Funny story about.
Okay.
Half of a funny story about it, at least.
Okay. The funny story is he lost it. I have that. That's another book I did not read this week, but I definitely will be reading it before the next issue comes out in that story. So I've been enjoying it for the most part, though. Drew, did you read that book?
No, I didn't.
You did not. How about you, Paul?
No.
Nope, I sure did not.
Damn you! Mike, your first book, if you can not be robotic.
A book. Let's do Return of Wolverine number 2.
Let's.
Fuck Wolverine. No, let's not fuck Wolverine. Fuck this story. Fuck this costume. Fuck Marvel. This book was crap.
Yeah, I do not like the concept of the hot knife, the hot claws. That just not. That just sounds so ridiculous. Okay, so here in the park, at the end of the last book, he's trying to go find that woman's son. They get attacked by, it looks like Omega Red and another mutant, and like he defeats them fairly easily. And the woman like stops and kisses him. Like, I bet you it's been a long time since. I'm like, what the hell is this? You want him to go? You want him to drop anchor and show your hot claws, or do you want to go save the kid? What do you want to do? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I'm just not digging this very much at all. I'll probably pick up 3 just to see where it's going, but I do not like his costume, like Mike said too. Drew, would you drop anchor for that girl?
Would I drop anchor for her? No,
Yeah.
She's kind of weird looking, to be honest. I mean, she seems kind of cool, but I guess I'm judging book by the cover there. I kind of like this. I like Soule's storytelling. I'm curious as to where it's going. Shalvey's art is hit or miss panel to panel, but some of the action panels are really good and interesting stuff. I actually like the costume. It's not sticking around forever. So don't be mad at that yet. The hot claws are also not sticking around forever, so don't be mad at that. Just be along for the ride. Wolverine's back. We're getting some spectacular covers, if not anything else. So, yeah, it is what it is. Soft stash. I'm going to read it and see where it goes until he gets his own solo series or is back as part of a team. We'll figure out what happens with it. But yeah, the X-Men are coming into the picture in this story, and I think it finally is coming together to be one complete thought. from all of those Hunt for Wolverine garbage books. And yeah, I don't know why we got that Hunt for Wolverine and expected this to really light the world on fire. If anything, it should have set you up for disappointment, but it's not that bad. So soft stash.
Paul, did you read that this week?
No, I haven't gotten to it yet.
You should put it off. Don't
Yeah,
hurry to it.
it just moved to the bottom of the file.
Anybody else pick up? So this was the second print. This had the couple pages from Dr. Aphra in here in place of the almost. So actually, my LCS had this. They sold it to me for cover price. It's going anywhere from $20 to $30 for that misprint, I guess. So I picked it up.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't even hear about that.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I just heard about it.
I just did. See, you learn things. The more you know. I should have a little banner go.
Or a soundboard. That'd be good.
Yeah, you know, we could do that stuff on OBS, but apparently my internet just can't do that, and it's getting all choppy. And I'd rather have it nice and. At least I don't think
Nice
it's
and
frozen.
smooth.
Looks like it is. Yeah, nice
Buttery
and
smooth.
like
except for
Xbox
Mike.
running through.
If we're all buttery smooth, it just makes Mike seem that more choppy.
It does. It does.
It's kind of
Mike,
messed
you're
up.
up. What's your first book? Was that or was it? That was your first book, eh? Hey, Pacha.
Eh?
Hey, Pacha. I will go with this one. Betty Page, Halloween Special by Dynamite. 2 stories. And if you read the Betty Page, it looks like Pocan Joe's holding that bad boy up too. I will try to pick up anything Betty Page, especially has kind of a cool cover on it. But if you read that miniseries that came out or whatever that was, she's kind of an agent for CIA back in the 50s, and she's going to investigate this painter who's making these creatures come alive from a different dimension, and the agents think that she can kind of like smooth their way in there to get information. I don't. It's hard to picture Betty Page as like an agent. Like, I did like the one line in here where they gave her the case, and it was a .22 pistol in the case, And I thought the same thing when she goes, a .22. What am I supposed to do with that? Hurt his feelings? I thought that was very cool too. Of course, everybody knows a shotgun .22 with no stopping power, nothing. And like, owie. I wouldn't have paid $5.99 for this. I think I would have waited to be in dollar bin after the holidays. But yeah, it is what it is. Betty Page. Anybody else read? I know Joe did. Anybody else read? I almost said Pocan Joe. Nobody read Pocan Joe. Anybody else read Betty Page this week? No. Okay, going on to Pocan Joe then.
I thought it was a great book. Great story in it. Again, I thought it was a little overinflated in the price. I did get some of the jokes, like the costume where she's a call girl, with the dials and everything.
Yeah,
had some great sideline humor to it, but that was a good story. But my first book for tonight will be Old Lady Harley.
Did I skip you?
I don't know. Did you?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, Joe. Sorry, I skipped Joe. I feel horrible now. Go ahead.
This is funny, and that's all it's meant to be. It was kind of refreshing seeing Harley in a different light than her usual self. The sarcastic banter of her and her sidekick. And just, they're really setting up a story for this one. I'm kind of looking forward to the next few issues to see where it really goes as far as the story goes. It's got this beautiful variant cover here. Yeah, it's a stash for me. I liked it. And the artwork's not bad in it. It's pretty clean.
Mike?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of it?
Go what? Oh, Old Lady Harley. I'm just kidding. I really, 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 really wanted to hate this book, but it was fucking hilarious. To a little story and how the world got the way it was by the Condiment King. So, winner, chicken dinner. We flash forward like a decade, and we got Hard Tool taking on some mutant squid, and we find Batman Beyond, so that's pretty cool. I actually enjoyed it. This was close to my pick of the week, so a Harley book.
Anybody else read that book this week?
I did. It was, like Mike said, it was surprisingly decent. I didn't have very high expectations going into it, but I think it's worth another issue at least.
Is that someone behind you, Mike? Yeah.
Thank
you. I don't see anything. Going back to Drew.
Yeah, I didn't
Your
read
next
Harley.
book.
I
know, but it's your
because
next book.
it has Harley in it.
Oh.
And Harley Quinns are like children's. They should be seen and not heards. All right. Let's talk about another book that should probably not be seen or heard, and that's Spider-Geddon Spider-Girls #1. I had to pick this up. This is the first meeting of Mayday Parker and Spiderling. And I don't know why I picked it up. It's Jody Hauser, who is writing Renew Your Vows, and more of that. And I don't know why I expected any different. This book sucks ass. The art is pedestrian, and the story is terrible. And don't do what I did, and don't buy this.
Anybody else read Spider-Girls this week?
I got it. I thought it was a pretty bland story. I just couldn't sink my teeth into the story. It seemed like they were doing more setting up than telling the story. I did get a New York Comic Con Virgin variant of it, though. I was able to get that through a little deal along with the regular.
The cover is pretty nice.
Yeah, cover's beautiful. And I kind of expected something like that in storytelling in here.
No. See Jody Hauser's name, you'll know.
I am going to go ahead and get the next two issues just to see because I'm kind of curious about some things that were mentioned in it, just to see if something cool happens in it. But other than that, I mean, this was weak. It was weak.
Mike, you read Spider-Girl, or Paul, do you read Spider-Girls?
I did not.
Mike?
I liked it. It had boobies.
Boobies? Okay.
This one, like Drew said, takes place in the Renew Your Vows universe. Nothing really happens, just a lot of talking. They fight some vulture wannabes. It was decent, nothing special. I'm gonna stash it though, because it has boobies. 4, 5, 6 boobies.
I thought that was a Spider-Man on the front there.
No. Hence the title, Spider-Girls.
Okay.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Funny story about that.
Paul, your next book for the week.
My next book is Punisher #3. And that was my pick of the week. This thing kicks all kinds of ass. Art was perfect for the story, had that gritty feel, but it was very detailed and awesome at the same time. And when I read a Punisher book, I want to see him dispatch as many people as possible in grisly ways, and he fucking delivers here. I thought he peaked with some knife to the face stuff, and then he decapitated a guy with a subway. Go buy this now. It's fucking awesome.
Joe, did you read it?
I did not.
Mike, you read book?
Me. I did read The Punisher. It is also my pick of the week, and we also get a little surprise appearance by a famous Punisher. Read it. Check it out. Pick of the week right here. It's bloody, violent, good stuff. And it's got Daredevil in it. Daredevil.
Yeah, Punisher and Daredevil are squabbling throughout the whole book. Just their normal things, and Daredevil saying you can't kill people. Punisher's like, why not? Yeah, it's good. I don't think it's my pick of the week, but definitely a good book, and I will be continuing to pick up Punisher for sure. Drew, how about you?
Dave, once again, you're wrong. This is the pick of the week. 3 out of 5
Wow.
blasted their stash and members approve. The art in this book is fantastic. Rosenberg's story is great. There's nothing about this book that needs improvement. Fantastic tease at the end. Even the cover's fantastic. Check out this splash page right here of Daredevil and Punisher dispatching ninjas on a subway. This is amazing. This book kicks so much ass, from him decapitating a guy in the last issue to every single snarky thing Frank has to say to Daredevil throughout this book. This is just fantastic stuff. I'm loving it. This might be my favorite series at the moment from Marvel, and that's saying something.
I like how they did
And Bane's
the background is kind of blurry a little bit, so it looks very three-dimensional.
Yeah, it everything pops out. The way that the backgrounds are painted, everything kind of pops. It works.
Good say, Mike.
Bane's in it. Bane's in the book.
Yeah, Bane's here.
Yeah, Bane's in the book. His baby brother, Bane.
Well,
Bane Jr.
Drew, you've changed my mind. This is now my pick of the week. Okay, that make you feel better. I mean, all these political ads I'm hearing on the radio and seeing on TV,
Power,
trying to
peer
convince me
pressure.
otherwise, and then now you've convinced me that is the pick of the week.
I'm not. I wasn't sad for you that you were wrong, but I'm happy for you now that you're right.
Oh, you weren't sad that I was wrong.
No, that's your
We come to
prerogative.
expect it.
I'm trying to get my camera out of my face. Mick was right up on my face. I don't think
Look,
he needs.
last week I know Paul said it, and it made me laugh when I watched it back. He said, "Once again, Dave, you're wrong," and I figured that at least once per episode, one of us needs to say that.
Let alone in the chat a few times here and there. Who is drawing Punisher? That is. Oh man, I'm not going to try that. Pronounce that. You go ahead, Drew. Pronounce that.
New guy is
That's,
Italian, I think.
Kudransky.
Kudransky.
Oh, maybe he's Polish.
Maybe he's Polish. Maybe just 12 inches of him. Pow.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Wow.
Oh, why is Drew wowing here? Just because I said that. That's not like anything.
It was the way you said it. Was conviction.
Well, whatever. Whose book was that? That was Paul's book. We're not going to Joe. Your next book. Get us off that topic.
I thought we
please.
were skipping Joe for a while.
We were for the.
I'm going to go with Whispers in the Dark.
Dude, where did mine go? Sorry.
This is a great story. I like it. It's very military based. We don't know why the country's at war. We got guys getting knifed. We got hardcore operators. We got somebody that should not be in charge but thrown into the leadership role. This is just a great story. The art in it's beautiful. And it's almost there for my stash of the week. It's right there, but something kind of overtook it later. But I definitely wanted to give props to this. And also, it's beautiful artwork and a cover on it, too. I really enjoyed this.
Anybody else read that?
No.
I have it.
Wano.
I have it, but I don't know what happened to it. I have no freaking clue. I got to check and see where it is. So maybe. Oh, well, I'll look for it later, I guess. But I know I have it. I meant to read it. Oh, well, moving on. Nobody else read it. So, Mike, your next book.
We'll do Ghost Spider #1. Spider-Gwen is now going under. You guys know I love Spider-Gwen. One thing I hated about the last series was the art this time around. So in I jump with Spider-Ham, Gwen somehow ends up in a new world where she ends up fighting a version of the Goblin, running into Peter. In her world, Peter is dead, so kind of fucks her up. Of course, I'm going to stash this. So, Ghost Spider.
I am not going to stash this, but I will stash the cover. Got that cool Art Germ cover on that bad boy. I did not like the story. You do you, buddy. Whatever. Spider Ham does show up. I thought that was kind of cool. But unfortunately, it's a blast for me. And of course, Drew, let me know that I'm wrong right now, please.
Well, I would like to tell you that you're wrong, Huey, but in this case, you're right. This is a blast. Mikey, you said you didn't like the art in the previous versions of Spider-Gwen. I thought that's where all the charm in this series lied. It was a really cool world that was highly stylized, had the same energy from issue 1 of series 1 all the way through the last issue of it. And this really lacks that, to the point where these were in my pool. So I bought them. But upon flipping through it in the store, I actually blasted this before I read it. I will no longer be picking up Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen. Dunsky. Cancel that title.
Mike, or not Mike, Paul, you read that this week?
You're muted.
No, shaking his head. No, he's watching the Meg.
No, I was actually doing something else, but
I don't know if that's a porn or what that is. Joe, what do you think of Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider or whatever?
Yeah, I fell asleep reading it. Like, it didn't go anywhere. Like, I was expecting something, and the only reason why I'd probably even buy another issue of it is, one, is that they keep making these beautiful covers, and two, if a new character comes out. Other than that, I'm not really interested in this book.
I like that Battle Line cover too. That's a pretty badass cover.
That's a pretty sweet cover.
That was Mike's book. My book. My next book. Let me go. Let me look through here. Let me dig. Let me do a little digging. Let's go with this one. I finally read one of these. I think it's the last one out of this story arc, and it's Spook House Volume 2, Issue 4. So I finally thought, you know what? It's Halloween. I'm going to actually read one. So I sat down and read one. If you haven't read these, are more geared toward kids. They're Mad Magazine kind of esque stories. Like the first story here is called It, or IT. So basically, It is the IT, and he tries to get into your software to steal, overtake your computer stuff. So he's the IT clown. And it says, my dad says I should never click on links when I don't know who they're from. But you know who I am. You know that whole thing. That's the first story with the IT clown. I don't remember the second story so much, maybe because it was lame. And I don't remember reading the third one either, so apparently I didn't read this book. But it's okay. I like Eric Powell. I like his art, although his art's not throughout this whole book. And I got this cool, anybody else get this Halloween Fest Eric Powell t-shirt? I picked up that from my LCS. Anybody else read Spook House?
Funny story about that.
And the audience goes.
There's a lot of funny stories about that one.
We've got 4 funny stories to tell you about that.
Nobody read it. Moving on to Drew.
Let's talk about Infinity Warps, Soldier Supreme, or Sorcerer Soldier Supreme, something or other. Jerry Duggan's little mishmash between Doctor Strange and Steve Rogers, the Captain of America. And he's fighting Baron MODOK. Pretty cool stuff here. He realizes that everything's meshed together through his mysticism. And he splits Mordo and MODOK. And he realizes that he's also not right. So this is going to feed in directly into Infinity Wars #5, it says at the end of this. So hopefully this great little side story in this tie-in actually adds something to the value of the story overall. I really love when that kind of plan comes together, and this was really great stuff. Close to my pick of the week. I'm actually really loving these Infinity Warps and the things they're doing with it. I can't wait for the next Weapon Hex because I want to see more Speed Weasel. These are some of the greatest kind of what if things that Marvel's ever done, and I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah, loving it. This is a stash.
All right, misread deck, Infinity Warps.
Yeah, I got it. Again, and Drew's right on this one. It's a great story, and I'm really liking it. It does play off kind of like a what if, you did this kind of stuff. I like all the subtle hints that get dropped for Infinity War in this storyline. The art's beautiful. And I was always kind of nervous. And the other ones I've been kind of nervous too. How does that play when you take dynamic characters and you throw them together? What do you keep? What do you throw away? And I think they've done a good job doing that in these stories. And the stories make sense too. And they play into a major story. So I've really been enjoying this. It's been very hard to just put this down and not finish reading it.
So is Speed Weasel in that one or no?
No. Only in the one panel so far. But man, do I love the concept of Speed Weasel.
Maybe taken off. Anybody else read that Warps this week? No, Mike? No. Moving on to Paul. The next book.
Let's see. Next book for me will be What If, the Thor one. Definitely, I mean, they've been hit or miss so far with the What If books. This one, to me, was pretty much a hit. Had some very cool moments, like Thor exploding a guy's chest with a hammer. And it definitely kind of paints Loki as the good guy in this one. The ending definitely left room for a second issue, which I kind of hope they do. Most of them are very clearly one shots, but this one definitely had room for more. So this is a stash for me.
Joe, did you read it?
I did not.
Mike?
Nope.
I read it. I thought it was pretty good. It's just the opposite, as in Odin's son gets defeated by the Frost Giant, and he takes Thor to raise his own. So just that flip. I thought it was pretty good, though. Not too bad. It's a stash for me. Drew?
I actually didn't get a chance to read it yet. And I just realized that when I picked up my stack for the show that, this went unread. So, yeah, I can't wait to get to it. I was really excited about it when I picked it up, and I don't know why I missed it.
You have a special guest in your back down there.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Maybe your dog and Mike's dog could have a play date.
My dog doesn't play well with others.
No. My dog is already spoken for.
Oh,
my dog's fixed, so.
By Joe's dog.
I heard Joe's dog rapes your dog. It's not that casual kind of rape.
No.
Joe, are you there or are you frozen? I think we lost Joe.
Pros con Joe.
He's looking very philosophical there.
Yes, he does.
He's staring off to the middle distance.
And then Mike will go to you in your next book.
Number 2.
Good.
Oh.
You're getting Shrek-fingered.
You are.
He said he was dropped. He needs another invite.
Yeah, I saw him. I think it
When was he dropped? As a child?
I would say that would be the case.
Then he started eating paint chips and
Spider-Gwen's to get killed, but she ends up surviving. They regroup. Octopus, the superior octopus, becomes a superior Spider-Man again, and wants more aggressive spider people. to take out the Inheritors. Karn is killed, or was he? I like it. I love all the spider shit. So a lot of spider books this week. So this is a stash.
Drew, you're holding them up. What do you think of them?
Stiggity stash, baby. This is some good stuff. Spider Gideon is on point. Really, really digging the inclusion of Superior Octopus in this. He's pretty great, and more of that. I'm excited.
Who's that? But there's Joe. He's back. Did you read Spider Gideon? Getty? Okay.
Spider Geddon, like Armageddon.
Well, Drew calls it Gideon.
Chad calls it Spider Gideon when he was drunk one night, so that's what I call it from now on.
Oh, gotcha.
I did read it. Great story. Inhibitors hit the ground running. Got quite a few variants for this one as well. Artwork's in it. Solid story. I was a little behind on the story. I had to go back and get caught up. But I'm really digging it. Really good stuff going on. The narcissism of some people and the heroism of others, and everybody just, who will get the job done is ultimately the question in there. So now the fight to find out who's going to do it and who's not is on. If you're not reading this, I don't like, seriously, this is how many books were made to do. It is good stuff, and it's my pick of the week.
Okay, moving on to my next book. IDW, I guess it's Black Crown. It was an imprint of IDW. That is Lodger #1. So this story essentially is about a blogger who's going through this town and end up murdering somebody. You think it's this main character that's on the front cover, but it is actually not her. It's somebody else in the story. It's an okay book. She ends up getting caught. The police think that she's the one that did it. I don't know why she acted the way she did. And maybe she has stuff she's hiding too. I'd pick it up if it was in dollar band just to finish the story. But other than that, it's a blast for me for Lodger. Anybody else read Lodger? No?
No. I don't even have a funny story about it.
You don't even have a funny story about it? Damn.
I wish I did.
Sounds like an episode of Unsolved History or Mysteries or something on.
I just watched an episode of that with Robert Stack. You too can help find this man. He wandered off in the middle of the night searching for milk. Never came home. Drew, what? Oh, what do you got there, Mike? What is that? It looks like who's that?
That's Fable.
It looks like that porn star Jenna Jameson.
It is.
It is? Oh, it is. I didn't see that. Oh, wow. Okay.
It's Jenna Jameson's Shadowhunter.
Yeah, well.
Does she hunt shadows?
She does.
How's that book read?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Very slowly, because he only gets through one page at a time before he's got to stop.
Big shout out to OMG Chris.
At this point, I bet all the pages are stuck together.
That probably is, even before he even got to it. Who's the publisher on that book, Mike?
Virgin Comics.
Oh,
doubtful.
What a coincidence. But yeah, I have to go with Drew. That's doubtful.
I'd say that's his blast for the week.
That is probably his butt.
Actually, new. I've had this forever.
The thing is, he blasted it once, and then after the refractory period, he blasted it again.
Now the pages are all stiff and hard. Your next book, Drew, since nobody read Lodger.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire's The Century, #5. Where this ends, it could end. This might be a mini. I don't know. Haven't seen any more in the solicits, but this is a really cool story and a really nice wrap up to the first arc, at least. Bob has gotten his shit together, and that's pretty awesome. It results in a super powerful new Sentry, a brand new entity that can exist in the Marvel Universe. So I'm pretty excited to see where they go with this character moving forward, whether or not they throw him in as an Avenger or an Avengers villain. Could really be either. So, yeah, pick up the Sentry. It's only 5 issues so far. It might only be 5 issues. Who knows? But yeah, solid read.
I enjoyed that first book. I just never really got back into looking for the others for sure. I mean, so Paul, you read Sentry this week?
I did not.
Okay, we know Joe did because he's holding it lovingly. Oh, it's not. That's a Groot cover. That's not Sentry.
It's Sentry, but it's the Battle Lines cover with Groot on it. Andrew's right again. This was a great story. And I love the way that they left. They got to do something with it because we got technically a new character. And we don't know if he's good or bad or which direction it can go in or how it can end up. I mean, really, you can't leave me hanging like that. Give me some more of this good Sentry goodness. Bring it on.
Is Groot in that story at all?
No.
Blast it just because of that.
There's a fantastic line at the end where
I am Groot.
Iron Man just says to Sentry, he's like, so we're just supposed to trust you now? And he says, I don't really see you having a choice in the matter. So Sentry and the Void have become one character at the end of this. He has resolved all of his own mental issues. Who knows if they'll pop up or crop up again. But this new Sentry is super powerful and also looks badass. So really, really exciting.
Mike, you read Sentry?
No, but everybody's popping in the chat. We got Kyle Walker, Funk Off, and I already shouted out OMG Chris. So,
I go back to Paul if you have another book this week.
Yep, I have a couple left actually.
Oh wow, big week for Paul.
Let's do Infinity War Sleepwalker. This keeps the high bar set by the first book. It's as usual. The Todd Nauck art is on point. Mini Hulk is awesome. He does some amazing shit in this issue. It's been a good ride. I'm definitely going to keep picking this up. I try to pick up most of Todd Nauck stuff because, like Drew and I have both said, he's tremendously underrated. So this is a stash for me.
You must read that this week?
I actually did not pick that up. I have to go back for
it. Joe, what did you think of Sleepwalker?
I've always liked Sleepwalker as a comic book character. I always thought it was great. And again, this didn't disappoint. Going through the Dreamlands, fighting Baby Hulk is, I don't mean to say, but Tiny Hulk, I guess, is better. Tiny Hulk is hilarious, the way he busts through somebody. This is just good reading. It's good fun in a totally different universe. I liked it.
Mike, what'd you think of
it? Sleepwalker was great, but the best part I think everyone mentioned was I hope we get to see a little more of his character. I think we get a little origin story on him, but I would like to see him continue in his ways. So Stash and Sleepwalker.
Hey, Joe, you can do. All right,
Jaccio said Sleepwalker is so much fun. Stashing it.
Winning. Joe, we need to buy Mike some new internet down there.
Yeah, you're rich.
Something
that
runs
that
on something that runs on something other than like a gerbil in a cage, in a little gerbil wheel.
You use your phone, right, Mike?
Yeah. I stick that gerbil up my ass. He gets tired. So when you go, you can't keep up.
It goes off the rails.
Tired? Is that what you said?
No, he said
when he gets out of the ass. What we need to do is get him a ferret on a treadmill instead of a gerbil in a wheel. You're going to generate a lot more power that way. They take longer strides, and you can feed them efficiently.
And those fuckers are fast.
Yeah. And if you shoot them up with steroids, you never know what the fuck's going to happen.
Then you have a speed weasel.
Hey, speed weasel.
No, do you have it hooked to your Wi-Fi, or do you have it running off your data?
Wi-Fi.
I can. He's gone now. He's no voice.
You know what you should do is, I don't know, something better.
See, okay, moving on now. My next book, we'll lay off Mike now. I thought I had dropped this off my pull list, but apparently I held on to issue 5, and this is the end of that story arc. Good old Gabby gets her cake at the end, and she eats it too. X-23, number 5. I'm dropping it, unfortunately.
Wow.
I thought the art was okay. What? Don't wow me over there. You don't get to wow me. Wow.
I can't believe that you would drop that story where Honey Badger is being featured. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Honey Badger, man.
I'm sorry. It just did not do anything for me. I would have dropped it last issue, but I figured it was in my pull list. I already committed to buying it, so I'm gonna waste what's my discount? It's $3.45, whatever it is. So I bought it and I read it, and I'm done. Drew, tell me I'm wrong.
About the book that came out like 3 weeks ago? Yeah, you're wrong.
X-23? That didn't come out 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it did.
It was a while ago.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? I gotta talk to my LCS. We gotta have a little conversation about some stuff. Apparently, about what came out this week.
We actually
Well,
talked about that book on this show.
Yeah, I think we pretty much unanimously stashed it.
129.
Whatever. I think I should have Spider-Man 352 coming to me pretty soon, though, right? Go ahead, whoever next. Pick a book that's current, please.
Why do we have to?
Because I'm done. Nobody else read it this week. I'm the only one who read it.
I'll go ahead and bring up the next Infinity War story.
That come out this week? You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay. As long as you're sure. I'll shut my mouth now.
Again, these Infinity War crossover warp stories, these things have been great. This one's no exception. I thought it would be kind of hinky to mix Moon Knight and Spider-Man together. I was like, how's that going to work? They did an okay job. All right, we got bad guy villains in it. We got storylines that we're familiar with. We got powers we're used to. Very smooth, very cool artwork in it. Thought it was a little busy on the inside, but it turned out it worked, and it worked for me. Yeah, definitely going to stash this with all the other Infinity War stuff.
You misread that?
I picked it up. I didn't get a chance to get to it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think because of all the technical difficulties tonight, we lost another sub. Damn it, we're on the verge of 560. Now we're down to 557. Damn it.
Well, you know what? I think it's all falling apart at the seams, and we should just quit.
That's it. Good night, guys. See you later. Nobody else read that this week. Paul, I think you have one book left, right?
That's okay. I didn't read it.
Okay, Mike, did you read that book tonight?
I did.
Sorry.
I liked it. It's a stash. Moving on.
I'm a horrible host tonight. Technical difficulties.
Tonight?
People's name.
Yeah, it's not just tonight.
Oh, we went there. Okay. Moving on here. I know what I'm going to do here. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Continue about your day. Good. What's your next book, Paul? You had no more books?
I don't need words to tell you what I've.
Oh, well, we didn't even know what book it is.
Amazingly enough, it was Silencer number 10.
Oh, now we got it. Okay.
Nice.
I'm still enjoying the book. It's got a good story. I like the character, and having Talia al Ghul is just a bonus, so I'm going to keep reading it. That's the short and sweet on it.
Anybody else read Silencer?
No.
I know Drew loves it.
It's from the New Age of Heroes, which is to say it's from the new shit that DC tried to shovel to you. And if you're still buying it, I'm sorry about your lot in life.
Not a lot, but it's your life. Then moving on to Joe.
I got Black Panther versus Deadpool. And I got some cool New York Comic Con variant to go with it. It's your typical horrible story with Deadpool in it. Deadpool.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah.
Deadpool should never be the main character in a comic book. He's always better as kind of like the side gag kind of thing going on. I did like some of the things he did in the book where he starts talking about, we're going to do the normal comic book thing here, small misunderstanding. And then he explains you the storytelling of a comic book real quick. And then it turns out, okay, fine, small understanding, and they start fighting. I'm waiting to see who the big bad's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and pick these up just to complete the run out because it's going to be a short story. But again, the art in it's not my flavor. But I'm going to pick it up because I'm stupid and I spend stupid money on stupid things.
Mike, you read Deadpool, Black Panther. He's not talking, is he? He's done talking.
He said no.
Oh, did he say no? I didn't hear him.
No.
He said no again. He keeps saying no. It sounds like he's saying yes.
Yeah, he really means yes.
No.
Drew, did you read it? No.
No, actually, I didn't. I've vowed not to pick up those Deadpool versus books until I figure out how good they're going to be. They tend to be hit or miss. Like Deadpool versus Thanos was amazing. Deadpool versus Gambit was not. So they're hit or miss when those come out. But I do disagree with Pocancha. I think that Jerry Duggan's Deadpool story for his ongoing was one of the better Marvel runs in the last decade or so. Really great character development, worked well with tie-ins, figured out a way to make all of the events work in a way that nobody else really could. And Deadpool actually has grown a lot as a character to the point where they had to basically erase his memory of all of that personal growth to give him to another writer to use. So a lot of cool stuff happened in that arc, and I definitely suggest you go back and check that out.
Anybody else read that this week? No. Mike, your next book.
Will be that's Titans number 28, a Drowned Earth tie-in. You could skip this book, nothing really happened. Story was pretty bland about any of these characters, so it really did nothing.
It tied into the Fish Whisperer, and Mike didn't even like it, so it's got to be pretty fucking terrible.
It is terrible. Fuck DC.
Uh-oh. Now we got an FDC.
What kind of paper is it printed on? Gas station single ply?
Some quilted northern.
Quilted,
Oh, man.
your pleasure.
I wish it was quilted northern.
I'm lost track because I was looking at pictures.
I'm sure you did.
Who was that? Mike. I was Mike. What did you read? I wasn't paying attention.
Titans.
Titans. That's it. Anybody else read Titans?
28.
No, I think it has a no. Okay. My last book by Aftershock Comics. This was kind of a hot book. I won this cover B on the Comic Core show on Friday night. Dead Kings #1. This wasn't too bad. I wish they had more of the robot kind of story in the background. Just a lot of filler stuff to try to get us up to speed on what's going on. But I really wish there were more of the story of the controllable robots and kind of what happened back then. I'll probably pick up issue 2 just to kind of see what else is going on. I really dug this cover here. This I think that's cover A, or is that cover B? Whatever. It's hard to keep that sucker white, that's for sure. Drew, you didn't read that?
No, I did not.
Paul?
Nope.
Joe did.
I did.
You did. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy, only really, really gritty with worse art. That's the best way to describe this book. I read it, and I don't really put too much stock into first issues of anything, especially new concepts. I'm sure they'll clean it up a little bit, but it was okay. I get the premise of it, but I'm not getting into it. Again, I thought the robot stuff was pretty cool. They should have focused on that a little bit more than people's personal issues and why they're in the story.
Mike, did you read it?
No.
He didn't read it.
I have
You have what?
books I didn't read, and it's Justice League Odyssey #2.
Like that Dodson cover.
It's nice.
X-Men Red, whatever number that is.
Okay, the Hellcat on there?
Yeah.
The Hellcat cover is kind of cool.
Burn haven't read yet. And Batgirl 28 I got just for that cover.
Oh, I got that one too. I just didn't read it. Right behind me back here. I guess we'll go speed round. Drew, we'll start with you.
Speed round already? You guys didn't read shit.
We're an hour in.
All right, fine.
Even
X-Men Red.
Difficulties.
X-Men Red, stash it. Detective Comics, blast it. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, you guys know me. This is always a stash. Fantastic story, fantastic art, lots of fun. If you like fun, you'll like this book. If you don't like this book, you don't like fun. That's how that works. It's a transitive property of fun. I picked up this variant cover for Amazing Spider-Man #8. And I really enjoyed the story. And some really great stuff in here. And Ramos is doing the art, so that's good to see. I also picked up Dr. Aphra, #25, the only Star Wars book I am still reading. Really great character. I picked up Coda #6. This story's been awesome. The latest issue of Days of Hate, I'm waiting for that to finish so I can read it all in one shot. When I read a couple of them together, it read a whole lot better than single issues. Also picked up a few variants and back issues. Issue #24, the Galactic Icons Boba Fett cover for Dr. Aphra.
Yeah, that was kind of a hot cover too.
Yeah, I this was thrown in on a deal for me, so I basically didn't pay for it, but it made other things that I paid for cheaper, I guess. I also got a new shiny copy, well, an old shiny copy, Superheroes #12. And this is an upgrade from the copy I picked up at Baltimore at the Comic-Con. So I was happy to have that. And in the deal, I also got the first appearance of Carol as well in 13. This has some structural damage to it, but I got it for a really, really good price. So especially with as hot as this book is right now, excited to have both of these in my collection along with this upgrade.
Paul, you done with books this week?
I am.
Okay. Gio, how about you?
Got a whole stack of books, and we're going to blow through these as quickly as possible. Moon Knight, #200. Just gone and set it on fire. I don't know why I picked it up there. Garbage. Burnouts. Super funny. Still very witty banter going on in it. Enjoyed the story. And they involve cows. I mean, who else can do that? Superman #8. I went with the Green Goblin Battle Line variant for this one. Good story. Filler story for right now. We do find out who the Thieves Guild is. So there is a first appearance technically in it. Action Comics #1004. Total mistake. Went ahead and read it anyway. Love story. Garbage. Batgirl #2. Yes. Or I'm sorry, not #2. #28. Yeah, she does computer work for her dad. Good job. Garbage. Some other things that I picked up. Army of Darkness, because it's a Halloween book. If you remember the movie, the character from the movie's in there. If you don't watch the movie, you're not going to get the character. Liked it. It was okay at best. Another movie-based one, Mars Attacks. I love this cover right here, even more so. I love the Virgin variant of it as well. This is a great story, great setup. If you're not picking this up, hurry up and jump on board with it. It's just funny. That's all there is to it. Red Sonja, because it's Halloween, there's a pumpkin on the front, and, of course, meat and potatoes. Read the book. Lots of meat and potatoes. Garbage story, though. Picked up Galaxy for previews. Picked up a New York Comic Con variant of Venom.
That's awesome.
That was pretty awesome. Black bag stuff from Walking Dead.
Let me know if you're looking to sell that Venom cover.
I'm sorry?
Let me know if you're looking to sell that Venom cover.
I'll let you know. You know where it will be. Walking Dead, number 167. Garbage. Walking Dead 53. I got that beautiful cover from that.
That's those reprints, right?
Yep. These are from the Black Bag series. Although there is something cool in here. We'll get through these quickly. This is one of them. Number 92 with Jesus on the front with a gun. I like it. Next, number 98. We'll just go through the rest of these covers real quick because you should have seen them already if you're a Black Bag collector. This number 27 is the wraparound cover. Let's see. This one as well. First appearance of Prince Anne. And my steal of the week is Alice Cooper, number 1. I got it for $4. And this thing is in prime condition. This thing is beautiful. It being Halloween, I figured I'd throw that out there. And that's all I got, believe it or not.
Mike, how about you? Anything else go through real quick?
Nope.
Then it's time for...
About
Oh, that was horrible.
What?
that was a lot
What's
of
it time for?
screaming.
shut your Funko.
Nope, still didn't get it all the way out. Close.
Got more
You know
that
what?
time.
This is going to be a quick shut your Funko mouth.
Good, because
not
your
really a whole lot.
internet's crappy.
More Mickey Mouse pops. Nobody cares about that. The Netflix Voltron series is getting some pops with a 6-inch Voltron. The rest of the Jetsons are coming out. Judy Jane Elroy and Mr. Spacely. New Sabrina pops from the new Sabrina, the Teenage Witch or whatever. And the biggest news really is the new series of Lord of the Rings. I didn't get no Funko Pops this week, so I don't know if you guys got anything.
I got one. My wife went to Target today, and then she came back with this one for me. And this is Eugene from The Walking Dead, and he's holding his pickle. Mike, that's for you. So,
I have.
You what?
I already have that one. It's been out for like 2 years.
Moving on.
Oh, good looking pickle.
Yeah. whatever.
Good looking pickle, yeah. A little bit of a sympathy. Congratulations on your pickle there, Dave.
Thank you. Drew, did you pick up any toys that are recent?
Yeah, actually, I picked up some Marvel Legends this week. Grabbed the Omega Red from the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave, the Deadpool wave. Had a sale at my LCS, so this guy's pretty badass. Really enjoy his tendrils. They're interchangeable with some smaller options, so you can kind of plug and play them.
You don't want to intimidate too much.
Yeah, if you want a smaller tendril, you can plug it in. Also, this fabulous 90s Bishop. He's pretty badass.
Is this
Got
a
this
sale
awesome
you got? You bought all these and then had the flash sale the next day?
No. I bought my comment in our chat was about how much I spent on those Captain Marvel books. And then the next day at the sale, I was like, oh, shit, well, I guess I got to buy figures. No, I'm broke as a fucking joke. And I also picked up the all-new Wolverine. They just released the X-23 with the last Deadpool wave. This one comes with the toe claws that are actually plug and play as well, so you can remove those. She comes with an interchangeable maskless head, but I just thought that the hair blowing in the wind on the back of this mask was just too fine to leave in the box. So, yeah, definitely rocking this Laura in my displays.
So
some cool stuff.
Toe Claw.
Toe Claw.
Toe Claw. Anybody know what that's from?
Yeah, it's from The Cutting Edge.
Oh, wow. Drew knows what that's from. I can't believe that.
I like movies.
You're just so masculine.
Figure skating and falling in love.
That's your love story, right?
It's one of them. Yeah.
Paul, did you get any plastic this week?
Look, man, I'm a romantic. All right, get off my back.
He cut Paul off, but I don't think he got any.
Paul.
No, I didn't have anything.
I don't know why we asked Joe this. I don't think he buys those stuff.
No, if I do, it's usually something that my wife's collecting, and we didn't pick anything up this week.
Okay. A lot of technical difficulties tonight. I really want to get OBS figured out so it's working right. Who knows? I might just go back to doing this right now instead of being so freaking choppy during the live show. So you could do the cool stuff though with it. But I guess we'll do last minute shout outs.
We're not putting up the cool stuff, Huey.
We're not. No. Oh, but I do want to talk about the Patreon though. I think it kind of briefly showed at the first of it. Last weekend, you have to do it before the next show to get entered into that Patreon book, and now it's up to 6 books per winner. So I have 2 winners this week, or 2 this one. Just pop and slap myself this month. 2 winners. Each winner will get 6 books, 3 blind bags apiece, as well as a few other horror related comic books. Okay. So that's it. That's all I got to say about the Patreon. Drew?
Yeah, I've got some things to say about the Patreon. Give me that walking around money. All right. You guys know you want books. All right. We want to give them to you. We want to give you these books. But first, we're going to need some money. We're going to need some money for me to walk around with. Hence it being called Walking Around Money. Beyond that, shout out to everybody who came and hung out in the chat today. You guys, you're the true heroes of Blaster Stash It, not us. We're the villains. And thank you for coming to fight against us for balance in the universe. Beyond that, you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see y'all next time. Yeah, shout out to Waterfalls. Don't go chasing them.
So we've
You
got
should probably stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Just saying.
cutting edge to TLC's Waterfall. Paul, shout outs.
Shout out to everybody in the chat as always. Shout out to Dave for being such an awesome host who never makes any mistakes and always has everything working smoothly. And
I hear a tad bit of sarcasm in that comment, just a little bit, but I can't quite be sure.
and yeah, that's it for me. This was Mike. Yeah, see, there you go. The host is on top of it as always.
Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming by Blaster Stash It tonight. Be sure to check out our Patreon site. Drop $1. We'll make you a holler. See you next time. Winners are cruising at random.
Wow. He's like the Micro Machines commercial guy.
Thanks for showing up, guys. We appreciate having you.
Mike, if you can talk.
What
Shout outs.
shout out to Double S Comic Reader, who was in the chat to the end. Brian Spaceboy 227, OMG Chris, Kyle Walker, and all you that spent the evening with us.
I'm
Shout
assuming
out to you, Dave, for being the greatest host.
so you guys are a bunch of bastards. I know. So I do appreciate you guys coming back after the technical difficulties we had with OBS. Like I said, I'm still trying to get that OBS figured out. Maybe I just hold the bandwidth to try to receive and put out. Whoa, that sounded totally wrong.
Yeah, you do. Trust me, you got the bandwidth, baby.
Oh yeah,
And it's putting out.
yeah, it is.
And if there's
So-
anything you can do, it's receive.
With that, whether you blast it or whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you next week with no technical difficulties on the box.
Oh, horse shit. Nobody
Shut
believes that.
Shut up.